Okay, today we're going to be working on story problems. There's going to be a mix of them here today, so we're really going to have to stop and think about what we need to do to be able to solve to answer the question. The steps are the same no matter what kind of story problem we have. We are going to read the entire story problem, then we're going to circle important information. We are then going to, of course, make a drawing, write an equation, and solve for that missing number, and then finally, of course, writing a label. So, I'm going to start off right away with reading this first story problem. Bo has 13 books in her bag. Gabrielle has 8 books in her bag. How many fewer books does Gabrielle have in her bag than Bo? As I go back to the first bit of information, I see 13 books, but I noticed there were 2 names, so I am going to include that name Bo with this 13 books. Then I noticed there was a second person who also had books, Gabrielle. And it told me that Gabrielle has 8 books as well. And then I'm going to think about the label. How many fewer books does Gabrielle have than Bo? Right away I can go ahead and write in my label, which is fewer books. Keep in mind now, friends, we're thinking about 2 people where one is more and one is fewer. So what kind of drawing should we create to help ourselves solve for this? If you said a comparison bar drawing, you're right, because comparison bar drawings are where we have 2 people, one has more and one has fewer. So now that we have a drawing, it's important for us to go back and find out if we know who has more, who has fewer. See, Bo has 13 books. Doesn't tell me everything I need to know. It does tell me some information. It tells me Bo is one of the people, and that person has 13 books. Gabrielle has 8 books. Okay, Gabrielle is the second person, and we know exactly how many she has, 8 books. So now, thinking about that, I know who has more, Bo, who has fewer, Gabrielle. Then I go back and ask these questions. Do I know how many Bo has? Do I know how many Bo has? You're right, 13 books. That goes right up here next to Bo. Then I ask, do I know how many Gabrielle has? You're right, we do know. And that's 8 books. So our missing number, of course, is this one over here, which is the one we'd be looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and create my handy dandy math mountain. Of course, I see the numbers that are here. 13, of course, is our greatest number. 8 is our first add-in. Our second one is the unknown. From there, I know that there are these symbols within our math mountain, and I can create an equation. And since it's a comparison bar drawing, I can create any equation to help solve for the missing number. Today I think I'm going to go with the 13, and I'm going to subtract 8 to get to my missing number. Now, even though I took subtraction this time instead of addition, I can still use the strategies I've done before. So I'm going to take 8 and I'm going to make a 10. 9, 10. I know I need to get all the way to the top, which is 13, so I'm going to add on 1, 2, 3 more. And of course, 10 plus 3 would be 13, but I already know the 8, and I already know the 13. The number I'm looking for is hidden right here. So I have 2 and 3, which makes a total of 5. So 5 fewer books. Keep in mind, friends, that means I have found that this person has 5 fewer books than this person. All right, let's go and take a look at our next story. In our next story, we have Alina has 11 stickers. Nate has 3 stickers. How many fewer stickers does Nate have than Alina? So I already know I have 2 people. One is more, one is fewer. I already know this is going to be a comparison bar drawing. Now I need to circle my important information. Here's my first person. This person has 11 stickers. Here's my second person. That person has 3 stickers. If I go to my question, I see fewer stickers. So I now know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for fewer stickers. But which person has the fewer stickers? That part I still have to work out. So what kind of drawing should I use if I have 2 people where one has more, one has fewer? That's right, a comparison bar drawing. So I'm going to draw my comparison bars right away, knowing that the top person has more and the bottom person has fewer. Now, if I think about each part, I have to think about what do I already know. Let's see, Alina has 11 and Nate has 3. So since I know what both people have, I can tell you that 11 is definitely more than 3. So I know Alina definitely has more, and Nat has fewer. I asked my question, do I know how many Alina has? Yes, how many is it? That's right, it tells me 11 straight out. Nat has 3, so I know that exact number. The number I don't know is what would fit over here. Next, I make my handy dandy math mountain. My numbers really are so nicely placed in there for me to be able to create my math mountain quickly. I then see my symbols in there, and what I need to do next is create an equation from this math mountain. Again, because it's a comparison bar drawing story problem, I can use any equation for this math mountain to solve for it. So please go ahead and pause this video, write an equation from this math mountain, and then solve for that equation. Unpause it when you are done to see what I did. All right, welcome back. Well, I decided this time to go with my adding because that always seems to work best for me. So I'm going to take 3 plus some number equals 11. I'm going to use my make a 10 again. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there's my 10. I'm going to make that in there a little more. And one more is my 11. So I know 10, 11, but I knew that already. And I knew the 3. So what I need to do is look here. And I had 7 over here and 1. 7 plus 1 I know is 8. So I now know that there's 8 fewer stickers. Keep in mind that every time I do a story, I can think, is this one I can use a comparison bar drawing on? But it has to be one where one person has more and the other has fewer. So let me take a look at our very next one here. Our next story is this. An eraser costs 7 cents. A pencil costs 9 cents more than an eraser. How many cents does a pencil cost? All right, well, let me circle what I know. Eraser is 7 cents. Pencil is 9 cents more than an eraser. Okay, how many cents does it cost? Well, I know my label is cents, but now I'm thinking, is this a comparison bar? Well, there are no people, so I don't think that's going to work for me. So I'm going to go back to my other kinds of pictures, and I'm going to draw a handy dandy math mountain. But now I really have to think. An eraser costs 7 cents, and a pencil costs 9 cents more than an eraser. So if I put my pencil here, 9 isn't going to go at the top because it's not 9 cents at the total. 9's going to go here with my missing number. So now that I think about it, I know where my symbols go. Please go ahead and pause the video and give it a try. Make an equation that will help you solve for the missing number. When you're done, unpause the video. All right, so I went to my math mountain and I'm going back to my story. Because it is not a comparison bar drawing, I go for my numbers in the story and use them. 7, and I'm going to add 9, and I'm going to get some number. Now, if I solve for that, there's different things I can do. I can add. I don't want to count on my fingers, but I did notice this number 9. 9 is real close to a 10. So if I do that, I now have a 10. But that means I took 1 from the 7, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So when I am now thinking, I'm thinking 10 plus 6, which I know is mental math for me and for you, which is 16. So now I have my answer of 16 cents. All right. Well, friends, I'm going to read this next one to you. But I'm going to have you pause the video to circle important information and do the work. Linda has 11 cherries. If she eats 4 cherries, she will have the same number as Colas. How many cherries does Colas have? Oh, 2 people. And they both have the same thing, cherries. Please take a moment, pause the video, and circle the important information. Unpause the video and see if you got it right. All right, friends, well, let's take a look. The important information is here. I have Linda who has 11 cherries. I know that there's another person, Colas. I see a number here. If she eats 4 cherries, then it says, how many cherries does Colas have? I know my label is cherries. All right, well, now that I have my important information in there and things circled, I have to really think. But I know there's two people, and I know that they both did the same thing, where one is more, one is fewer. So while I'm thinking some more, I'm going to make my comparison bar drawing, knowing that the top person has more and the bottom person has fewer. Now I really have to think. Linda has 11 cherries. I can picture that, 11. If she eats 4 cherries, let's see, eating would mean that she would have fewer when she's done. She'd have the same as Colas. So Colas really has to have fewer, and Linda has more. Now I think about it, do I know the answer to how many Linda has? You're right, it's 11. Then it says eats 4 cherries. I didn't see that. That shows what Colas has. So our 4 must go over here. And what I need to look for is in our question. How many cherries does Colas have? Please go ahead and now make a math mountain. Use the information here. Then identify what equation you would like to use to solve for the missing number. When you're done, unpause the video and see how I did it. Okay, so boys and girls, here's what I discovered. I discovered there's 11, of course, which is the larger number. First addend is unknown. The second one is 4. I think I'm going to use a subtraction this time. I'm going to use 11 minus 4 equals some number. Now let me see if that works on this math model. 11 minus 4 equals something. Yeah, it does. So 11. Well, subtraction's hard for me to do in my head. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, I think I'm going to make a 10 and add up. So if I start with 4, I know I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to make 10. But I need to get to 11, so there's 1 more. But I already had 11, and I already had 4. So my missing number is really here on the dots, which was 6 and 1 more, which makes 7 cherries. So friends, please keep in mind, when you are working, you need to stop and think, do I have a comparison bar problem where I have one person has more and the other person has fewer? If so, use your comparison bar drawing to help you out, but keep thinking about the things you need to know before you put in your numbers. If not, like on this one, you might be able to get away with just using a math mountain. But remember, comparison bars are where we compare two people where one has more and the other has fewer, whereas math mountains are not for those. So friends, please go ahead and stop the video and then practice with your homework today to see what you can do with story problems.